0, Mike Are. Shooting guard number 15, GABAT. At forward number 17, ABDUL SAWAT. The other forward number 18, JP CAUILAN. The head coach is Bong Ramos. Assistant coaches, Ailey Borneo, Ian Valdez, Louis Bautista, Melo Banwa, Jeff Cotera, Jose Pimentel, and Marvin Carrion. Team consultant, Egay Macaraya. The team managers, Ramay Raham and Alvin Muñoz. Team governor, Omar Chua. Team honors, TP Cao and Honorable Congresswoman Kat Chua. Now the starters for Parañaque Patriots. Starting at guard number 71, Kevin BUENAFLOR. Forward number 39, SHAQ ALLAN. Playing center number 19, James MANGAHAS. Power forward number 15, JOMAR SANTOS. Starting at guard number 4, ALLAN Edward MANGAHAS. Parañaque is led by Melky Villanueva. His assistants are Franklin Mancio, Tyron Ruiz, and Syke Miguelino. The team manager, Joyd Mendoza. The team honors, Jamal Vizcara and Honorable Joan Villapuerte. The game official
with one expert. Zamboanga has Michael Are, REGGZ GABAT. The opening tip goes to Parañaque. They need a good start here. That's very important para sa kanila dahil ayaw rin naman nila na maiwan sila dito ng Zamboanga.
Well, that's a great point, but they're going to need a strong game for all 4 quarters because, you know, the team they're up against is one of the top in the league. As CAUILAN misses a 3, a wide open 3, but they get the defensive rebound. This is not like ang kalaban nila, no, nasa play-in or out of contention that, you know, alam mo, the odds are, you know, sort of like balanced, pero kalaban nila medyo mabigat eh. So kailangan all 4 quarters mabigat din ang kanilang performance.
Yeah, the odds are definitely stacked against them. I think that's even an understatement. Dahil yung huling beses na nanalo ang Parañaque, as we see Are able to get the pass there galing kay Abdul Sawat to get Zamboanga going here in this game. The last time Parañaque won, and the only time that they won so far this season was last May 1 pa, coach, and that was against Cebu.
Ang tagal na nun. At mahirap din kalimutan yun. Ngayon lang nabanggit mo na Labor Day pa.
Oh, yun na nga eh. Abdul Sawat having a free lane inside. Not much resistance. Actually, 0 resistance. Going all the way to the basket there.
The irony of that, no? Kung saan holiday, nagpapahinga lahat ng tao, sila, trumabaho,
ayun
nanalo on Labor Day. Pero 4-0 na, kalamangan ng sikat.
Witty Santos hands it off to Alan Mangahas. To his brother James, handed the face, way off the mark. Zamboanga, you will expect them to really keep on pushing. This is a team that plays with a lot of pace and space. CAUILAN getting a basket underneath. Quick 6 points to start off this game in the first 2 minutes para sa Zamboanga.
A long shot usually equates to long rebounds if it's a miss. Sabi mo nga, ang bilis ng tempo na gusto nitong Zamboanga. Couple dribbles, passes, 2 points kagad.
Alanes couldn't get it on the push shot. Wala pang puntos dito ang Parañaque. Sawat will set up the table for the Sikat. James Una, he has been remarkable, especially on the defensive end, and has really helped itong Zamboanga get a hold. You've seen this guy play in the UAP, coach, and how would you say about, what can you say about his career blossoming here in the pros after a relatively, or I would say, I mean, not really a very prominent role, just like now that he's having here for Zamboanga?
Well, one thing's for sure, naging komportable na siya in his second season. You know, because last season, pumasok siya a lot of inconsistencies. You know, he would, you know, show flashes of it, certain stretches, maybe certain games, certain weeks. Pero bigla siyang mawawala eh. You know, this year, mas consistent na siya. More importantly, it has translated into winning. And I think a big part of that is having the same coach. Okay, Coach Egay Macaraya. And it's very important for a player, no? Na yung coach na pinaglalaroan mo, especially with him in his young career, naniniwala sa'yo at sa talento mo. And that has been evident, looking at the not only the numbers, but even yung playing time niya sa loob. Mas tumaas this season.
And Luis Santos able to get a basket there underneath. That's the first points on the board for the Patriots. Actually, ito si Abdul Sawat, coach, pangatlong season niya na to. The first season that he had here in the MPBL was for the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters.
Did he suit up for Batangas?
He did, coach. That was his first season a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Pero he didn't really have a lot of playing time. He didn't
Okay.
suit up for a lot of games. BL1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
So his last season in the UAP was 85.
Yeah.
Okay. Ang nasa isip ko, 86 yung huli niya.
Hindi, coach.
Oo. So nag-abot sila ni Noy.
Yes, oh.
Yes.
Which I'm sure maraming taong hindi makakalimot kay Noy Remogat for the next few
At least for
days.
the weekend. Tibay, no? I'm so happy for him.
I'm sure, coach.
Yeah, I mean,
Kasi syempre,
not only because of the win, but yeah, he's been relatively struggling, no? Ito, Paulo Castro with a 3. And alam naman natin yung kakayahan at galing ng batang yon. But talk about Abdul Sawat, his former teammate, cleans up the mess right there. I'm just happy for him because it's always good to see someone, any player, let alone our player, get out of that struggle. And in a very important game, obviously.
quarterfinals yun, coach, no? Tama ba ako? Semis, okay.
Semis, yeah. Pero matagal pa ang finals. Sa huling linggo pa nitong buwan.
MANGAHAS trying to drive against JP CAUILAN. Good defense by the former NU Bulldog. SAWAT sees GABAT cutting through the baseline, left that one short. MANGAHAS, that's ALLAN, able to win the rebounding battle against Zamboanga inside. Bihira mo makikita yan na trying to get those rebounds on the defensive end. Usually he's the one having that outlet pass and pushing the break.
Tama. And I think tao niya si GABAT doon eh. And si GABAT obviously naka-backdoor, hindi lang na-shoot. And he was right there for the defensive rebound.
Walong hinahabol dito ng Parañaque. We're past the halfway point of quarter number 1. Santos will fire and miss. SAWAT into their front court. Castro is on him. CAUILAN left wide open. That's a shooter you don't want to leave wide open.
You talk about a guy who never hesitates to shoot when he's open. Ang maganda pa sa kanya, nababasa niya yung mga open spots eh. Hindi lang sa mga pick and pop situations, but simply reading the floor kung saan yung open spots.
32.3% three-point shooter this season si JP CAUILAN. Another miss for Parañaque. SAWAT will pull up just above the free throw line. Napalakas. Are picks up the offensive rebound. Turco di makashoot. CAUILAN got blocked, I think, partially there by the Parañaque defense. MANGAHAS. It's a screen from his
MANGAHAS.
brother. Santos, he can hit that. Medyo napalakas yung tira doon. Nobody stopping the basketball here for Parañaque.
Si Tweety yan eh, no?
Yeah.
Tama. Okay.
Sino ba ang nagban?
Kasi Bulacan pa lang siya.
Yun ang pangalan niya.
For his first team. Tweety na ang pangalan niya.
Okay, let's check in with our courtside reporter, Miss Andrea Endicio.
For Zamboanga, looking back at their back-to-back losses, sabi nga ni Coach Bong Ramos, if you think highly of yourself, the universe has its own way of pulling you back to the ground. True enough, sa season na ito, they set a standard for themselves, but they can't obviously stay there. As the competition rises, the more you have to push that standard. Team consultant Coach Egay Macaraya even added, with so many injuries and players falling sick, one word he wants to see in this game is recovery. Recover our utmost performance, recover our confidence, and our winning mindset. Because looking ahead, they have another star-studded team to take on at their home floor. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. And that, I believe, is gonna be the showdown against the Abra Weavers.
Oh.
That's gonna be in Zamboanga, as Andrea mentioned.
Next weekend yun.
Yes.
Hindi
Abangan
this
nyo na
weekend.
maraming
Walang,
tao.
walang mga laro. Itong,
Wala. Break tayo this
break
weekend
tayo.
dahil
Itong
lahat
Friday,
tayo
Saturday.
aabangan natin at
Boss
papanoorin
Manny.
natin ang laban ni Boss Manny. Buenaflor behind the arc. Short. Parañaque shooting 2 out of 14 here in the first quarter. Under 3 minutes to play. Pumasok na dito si Ichi Altamirano para sa Zamboanga. Altamirano, a little up and pass outside to Capobres. A rebound there by Zamboanga. Taken away by Parañaque.
Dami ng offensive rebounds ng Zamboanga. Meron ng 6 yan. Still 2:30 remaining in the first quarter.
Arthur Calisay tried to help on the defense there. He had a man in the corner, but Torado was driving on the left side. 13 foul laban sa Zamboanga. Ket Giab will check in the game for Parañaque along with Wilson Baltazar. Baltazar will take the shot just below the 3-point line there para kay Wilson Baltazar.
Obviously, a much-needed basket para sa Parañaque, even though that was a contested shot. In the face of Turco, pasok si Card Brian Cruz. Bumangga sa pader.
Altamirano falling down there against Giab. Baltazar trailing the play. Cruz is right there with him. Jeric Cinco nandito na rin sa loob ng laro para sa Parañaque. Castro adds to the woes from the field for Parañaque. Cinco got pushed from behind by Calisay and gets it off the glass. And one opportunity.
These are two tough shots, let alone may kasama pang foul dito. May pito, pass there, pero hindi pumasok.
Those are absolutely much needed baskets. Down by 9 points still, itong Parañaque. Zamboanga with a rock. Turco hands it back to Calisay. Cruz, former Gilas Pilipinas player, takes it from the outside and makes it.
I think he's a good addition to the team because nakadagdag ka ng isa pang offensive weapon, lalo na pag umupo si ABDUL SAWAT, and then you have a leader inside the floor. And maybe somebody that could finish the game if necessary.
Oh, tama ka dyan, Coach. And syempre, yung veteran experience na rin. Baltazar trying to break down the defense here of CBC. One on the shot clock. Altamirano gets the loose ball ahead to Capobres on the left side. Carbine Cruz back-to-back baskets.
So the two players no, na bagong dagdag no, before the trade deadline, connecting right there with a pass from Capobres.
And we mentioned Capobres playing against his former squad in this game. He started the season with Parañaque. Torado left that one short. Altamirano di na nga binaba yung bola. Calisay ahead of the pack, and that's going to be an easy 2 points again on the break para sa Zamboanga. That's their bread and butter, the fast break game.
Well, he just knows how to play basketball. Talk about being fundamentally sound. He's known as a 3-and-D guy from Adamson. That time finishing the break.
Coach Nas has really produced a lot of very serviceable players out of that program. I really credit to him.
Pero iba pa rin yung Lastimosa.
Ay, syempre naman. Iba. Carl Bryant Cruz, he broke a lot of hearts in the UAP.
Hindi Falcon to, pero galing din kay Coach Nash to.
Yes. Carl Bryant Cruz, former FU Tamarao. He has 8 points here in the first quarter. Able to end the first period with another 3-point shot. This is our assist of the game, brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet to start the game. 9 in the first quarter. Parañaque really struggling from the field, as has been the case para sa kanila lately. They've lost 13 straight games. Yung kanilang huling panalo, as we mentioned earlier in the first quarter, last
Mayo.
May 1 pa. Labor Day. Carl Bryant Cruz whistled for the offensive foul. He had 8 points in the opening frame. There you see Coach Bong Ramos.
Pumasok last season sa playoffs to, tama?
Ang Zamboanga, Coach.
Ano, ang Parañaque.
Yes.
Right? And
They had an upset against ano nga ba team? Quezon. No. What's the team that they beat? Zamboanga. This actually was the matchup in the first round.
Nakakalungkot lang, you know, how things have turned around negatively, obviously, for them. And you're talking about a team, one of 10, you know, part of season 1, in the inaugural season, and then being really one game away from the finals.
Yeah, actually.
Oo. Natalo sila nun sa Muntinlupa, and Muntinlupa played Batangas in the finals, and you know, Batangas winning the first championship ever dito sa MPBL. Baltasar misses a 3. Good challenge by Turco.
Of course, this year, these are two totally different squads from what they had last year.
Yeah.
Siyempre, last year ang Zamboanga still being led by former MVP JC Marcelino as Carl Brian Cruz continues to torch the nets inside the Pasay Astrodome.
Ganda ng gising itong si Carl Brian Cruz. So off the bench pa yan.
11 points now in the game para sa kanya. Parañaque has only made 5 field goals in this game. Torado got found there by Ichi Altamirano.
Iba pa rin talaga pag parte ka ng, you know, a winning team. So I say that because itong si Torado, isa sa mga paboritong player ni Sedelto.
Yun na nga played for Bataan for a while. This is our play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Torado able to make the first free throw.
Talagang, alam ko, binansagan pa ni Sedelto na Tora-Tora, parang Jimbol Tor yun.
Well, halos pareho kasi Torado rin naman yung apelido. Let's go courtside to Miss Andrea Endicio.
Facing his previous team, Aljon Capobres, who made waves in his first game with his new team, says, ito yung team na bago ako pero parang hindi. With him being already under Coach Bong and Coach Egay before, samahan pa ng mga college teammates niya na sina Altamirano, Yuna, Gabat, Ares, adjustment obviously wasn't really a problem. Pero sa game daw na ito, excited siyang bantayan itong si Paulo Castro. Being the one na hirap siyang depensahan sa practice dati. Sabi niya nga dati sa practice lang. Ngayon sa game na talaga. So his performance against him tonight is his way to gauge himself. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. And as Andrea was reporting there, of course, Capobres has been spectacular so far. Playing his second game para sa Zamboanga. JC Lozano able to come up with a basket to the delight of his teammates on the bench.
Ganda naman kasi nung galawan na yun. Yung offensive rebound, tapos ay spin move na wiping move na nawala na lang yung depensa. Libre na siya sa ilalim.
At syempre tuwan-tuwa yung mga teammates na dahil Lozano doesn't really get a lot of playing time.
Right.
And this big lead that they established has been able to make them get some players some playing time here in this game. 5 on the left side. Baltazar galing sa labas. Wala. The struggles continue para sa Parañaque. Mid-Salim could not handle the pass galing kay Roy Sumang. There's going to be a timeout here para sa Parañaque Patriots. Bago na naman natin yung kulay ng buhok dito ni Roy Sumang.
Yun pala yung sabihin ko eh.
It's 35-14 in favor of Zamboanga. Paulo Castro and Parañaque are down big time here, as has been the usual case para sa kanila lately. Check out our special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Zamboanga enjoying a 21-point lead here against the Patriots. Baltazar puts the ball on the floor. Mangahas galing sa labas at one short.
So they get an open shot, no? Just short lang ito si Mangahas after a strong first half in their last game. And eventually had a dozen. Rashana on the post.
Showing us the moves on the block. Could not score there against Cinco. Will Parañaque be able to get a run here in the second quarter? Torado stopped in his tracks by Sumang. Castro on the left side will rise for the shot. That one's good para kay Paulo Castro.
using the screen of Baltasar. And able to step into that rhythm 3. Binawi naman ni Dagol. Alam mo ba, yan ang pangalan niya?
Bakit Dagul?
Yan ang tawag sa kanya dati nila Mark Kagoko. Oo. Hindi napunta kay Mark Kagoko. Yung point guard nila, napunta sa kanya.
Former JRU heavy bomber. Ito si James Sena.
At yes, inabot ko yan. Naging teammate ko pa
Saan coach? Sa PBL?
sa PBL.
Altazar scoring there para sa Parañaque. What
Pero,
are your fondest memories of James Sena?
Well, he's a guy on the court. He's a reliable post guy, you know, with those big hands. Loves that one-handed shot. And then masarap kasama sa labas yan. Marami rin kwento yan eh. Tapos laging palatawa.
Nobody on him right there, getting that three-point shot to go. And, you know, him and Roy Sumang have been brought in here to this Zamboanga team to really lead these young guns. Sumang to lead the guards and try to guide them, while Sena taking care of the front court players. It was important for Coach Bong and for Coach Egay to really bring them in here this season dahil for them yun yung isa sa mga missing pieces nila last year when they were with Quezon City. Sena running the break. Natutuwa rin yung mga kanyang teammates on the bench.
So hindi lang yung mga power move ni Luciano, no? Natutuwa nila kasi mas mahirap umisprint dahil na bihira nila makita yun kay James Sena.
Castro right now gives it up to Mangahas. Allan now with the basketball. Back to James. Swings it to Castro. Another three-point shot on the way. Could not get the bounce. Parañaque is 8 out of 31 from the field. That's only 26%. Meanwhile, Zamboanga is shooting 14 out of 32, 43% from the field. Mangahas galing sa labas, wala pa rin.
It's been quite a struggle para kay Mangahas. Has yet to score out of 5 field goals.
Off the glass and in para sa Kobe Bryant ng Zamboanga na si Choi Ignacio.
Ang ganda, no? Nung play nila off the inbounds, he gets a screen and then in momentum, catch, shoot. Well, turn muna bago shoot and then makes that look easy using the glass.
Yeah, this partnership of Coach Bong and Coach Egay has really shown us, you know, despite them already being in the coaching industry for a while now, they haven't been scared to experiment with some modern sets and modern schemes offensively.
Well, it's all about adapting. No? But at the same time, you know, having that foundation. No? Kaya para sa akin, there's really no old school because it's simple. It's quite simple. Basketball is quite simple. You know? Two ends of the floor. You know, you work hard on both ends. On offense, you work hard to get the best possible shot of executing that one. On defense, you work hard to simply stop the other team. And it's just a matter of, you know, having the right people to do it and letting him buy in sa ginagawa niya, especially at this level, sa professional level. Minsan yan ang pinakamahirap sa pros.
Dahil maraming players rin, you know, they obviously it is their job to play, but there is a point in some players' careers na minsan naging robotic na lang yung kanilang paglalaro.
Right. And because at least compared to high school players, na usually their coach is their first coach, right? Some people start early high school, maybe mga, you know, during our time, first year high school. Now, what's that, grade 8? Diba? And some start earlier. Point is, Sumang tries to extend the lead. Yung unang coach mo, yan yung brain-forming years mo So, you're just absorbing everything na tinuturo sa'yo. Where in the professional level, you know, tulad nila Coach Egay, Coach Bong at this point, you know, tulad nila Choi Ik3, also a local ng Zamboanga.
Tama ka dyan.
You know, pagdating sa professional level, challenge na sa coaches, yun nga, letting the players buy in. Lalo na kung yung tinuturuan mo, yung player mo, medyo nakabuo na ng sarili niyang pangalan. You know, mga veterano usually ganun.
And this season, you know, Zamboanga, they have shown the players that they are willing to buy into whatever Coach Bong and Coach Egay has preached to them. And it has showed in the win column. Parañaque. Parañaque, two teams na naglaban sa first round ng ating Southern Division last year. And Parañaque able to upset Zamboanga in that postseason run as we see Luciano getting another impressive basket.
Sa fast break naman ngayon, na lalong ikinatuwa ng kanyang mga kasama sa bench. Baltasar, pangalawang tres na yan. Ha?
7 points in the game naman para kay Wilson Baltazar, former Pampanga Giant Lantern.
Or actually, that might be his first 3 kasi yung kanina long 2 lang early in the first quarter.
Oh, James Sena really very aggressive in looking for a shot.
He should. I mean, he has an advantage. I think any Zamboanga player would have an advantage. I mean, si Luciano nga, sabi mo, bihira na kalaro. Pero has certainly had and exploited the advantage in second quarter.
This free throw of the game is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. 51 to 26. Yes.
Yeah, 5 minutes per game, no, ang kanyang average to your point.
Baltazar, another 3. Yes, sir. Why not? Wilson Baltazar.
Back to back.
Pero malayo pa ang hinahabol dito ng Parañaque. Last shot time here for Zamboanga. Sumang will absolutely try to go for it. Two-man game with Sena. James, three-pointer. Yes, sir. What a second quarter para kay James Sena.
James Sena, one of 2 players in double figures kasama niya dyan, no? Ang kapwa niyang kasama off the bench na si CBC or Carl Brian.
Sila ni James Sena combining for 21 points. The two veterans showing out in this game, while on the other side it's Wilson Baltazar who leads the scoring for Parañaque. And it's just right in the first possession, Parañaque, we mentioned at the start na they need to play well in all 4 quarters. They did not start well in the first. The second, medyo nakakapunto sila ng konti, pero yung depensa nila, it hasn't been holding up. And ABDUL SAWAT gets the first basket here in the second half for Zamboanga. Torado, nakabawi naman dun sa kabila. Quick layup para sa kanya.
Well, yun yung unang gusto niyang gawin eh. That led to a turnover. Pero nawala sa kanya yung bola. Naibawi naman niya kagad.
Let's GABAT getting it to go. This kid has also risen to be one of the top 3-point shooters here in the league. He has really flourished under the guidance of Coach Bong and Coach Egay. Siyempre, si Coach Egay, college coach niya sa San Sebastian.
So good that he almost made a game winner from half court.
Yeah.
That controversial game, obviously, that I'm referring to months ago, that, you know, etong Zamboanga could have had one more win sa kanilang winning column. But then again, they have moved forward, still at the top of the standings, weeks or maybe months later.
Check out our assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
That was him, right?
Yeah.
Bigla akong nagduda sa sarili kong memorya. Pasensya ka na pag 40, pero yun, nagduda. No, yung ring sa kanya with that missed dunk by Una.
Medyo nadula siya. Here you go. Oh, wala pa rin. Another try. Second time's a charm. Actually, you know, third time's a charm. But this time, he just makes sure with an easy basket underneath.
Okay lang yung miss. May offensive rebound
Yun
naman.
na nga. Dalawa naman yun. Rise up there. But he gets his own miss. Ito yung una eh.
Dalawang
Medyo
magkaibang
nadulas siya
talon
eh.
pa yan. Isang 1-2 step, isang vertical na dalawang paa. Eh mukhang mas malakas yung talon niya sa vertical, or baka nga tulad ng sinabi mo, eh baka nadulas siya ng bahagya dun sa 1-2 step.
May player ako napapanood dati, ganyan rin kataas tumalon eh. Christian Luan.
Hindi ako yun. Huwag ka sinungaling. Okay. Baka namalik mata ka kasi si Baguio at Kelly yun.
That was quite the team that you had, Coach.
In fact,
that was a
okay, I'm
dynasty.
gonna throw myself under the bus here. In fact, okay,
Really, you are?
Sakto yung timing mo kasi nangyari na sa akin yun, yung ganun na nangyari kay James Una.
In-game?
In-game. Yes.
We'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Kaya di mo na inulit.
Hindi ko na inulit. Yes. Oo, ayokong kantahin sa akin ng aking ex-girlfriend that time, na ngayong asawa ko na, ayaw ko na si Marie, ayaw kong kantahan niya sa akin, di na natuto. Gusto ko malaman niya, natuto ako.
Pero itong Parañaque, di pa rin sila natututo dito. Di man nila madepensahan itong Zamboanga. They have been an offensive juggernaut. Scoring threes, running on the break, picking up loose balls. There's
Just like
another
this
one.
Yeah.
What for you, Coach, has been the difference between ABDUL SAWAT in the UAAP and ABDUL SAWAT here in the MPBL?
Well, I think the MPBL is perfect for him. You know,
Let's take a look first at this play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Few more game with 1xBet.
well, I say perfect because he's a tweener. You know, I mean, in the UAAP, you could get away with it at times, but depending on certain matchups. And that's because of the FSA. And karamihan ng FSA, you know, 8 out of 8 are centers, 7-footers, 6'10 guys. Very rarely did we have an FSA in the UAP that's
A
a
guard.
6'5", 6'6" smoking rich, right? And kasama namin ngayon sa UP. So, pag ganon, no, ang hirap maging tweener minsan. Kasi pag ang laro mo, 4-5, no, matatapat ka sa 7-footer, it's a matchup problem on the defensive end. Dito, you know, in the MPBL, iilan lang, no, yung mga 6'7", 6'8 natin. Wala na ngayon. Dominante dati for the last 2 seasons, which is si Justin Baltasar. Bumalik naman yung isa, maglalaro, no, para sa Basilan, si Greg Slaughter. But at the same time, mabilis na rin yung laro dito eh. Last 2 seasons, bumibilis na yung laro, bumabata yung liga. Kaya para sa akin, perfect.
This game is a blowout. I'd invite you to watch the last game between Pasay and Pasig. That's going to be an interesting one considering how Pasig has shown
Some fight.
a lot of
At
fight
least, yeah.
in most of their games this season dahil kahit dark game, I would say, para sa Parañaque.
And, you know, to add to what you just said, how about Pasig? They have a player named Marlo Bata who could put a couple highlights on the board. Diba? Sarap panoorin.
He has been spectacular and his skill set has increased. Dating San Sebastian player din yan. James Una scoring there. Almost nice defense displayed, but Cinco able to find a way to draw the foul there against James Una.
Final ni Una, si Cinco.
Hindi niya naunahan eh. Naunahan niya pero nautakan siya.
Correct.
71-39, mahaba-haba pa tong hinahabol ng Parañaque. Earlier, we also saw a blowout between Marikina and Gensan. The Warriors ending out on top.
Kyle Tolentino, best player of the ball game, setting another career high. So ano yan, ha? 30 o 31 ba siya kanina?
30, Coach.
30,
29 in the last game.
So almost 60
Yeah.
no, in 2 games.
59 points over the last couple of games. And I'm sure head coach Elvis Tolentino is beaming with pride in the US right now. Hindi ko alam kung napanood niya, pero sure ako na nabalitaan niya na. REGGZ GABAT overshoots the layup. Oh, CAUILAN also couldn't get it, but the tip there by James una, Zamboanga, they continue to work hard here despite the big lead.
Eh, kung hindi siya nauna dun sa depensa, yung tip in na yun, sisiguraduhin niyang nauna na siya. Alley-oop!
We could have seen already a couple of highlights here in this game if not for the misses. Takbo ulit ang Zamboanga dito. Sawat, susubok. Might have even gotten fouled there.
Malaki rin ang mga galamay nito eh.
Oo.
Si ABDUL SAWAT. Nakikita mo, komportable siya itakot yung bola.
Yeah, that's something I wish I had.
That's something every player wish they had.
It really makes a lot of things easier.
I mean, Phil Jackson nga, yun ang sinabi niya na nag-differentiate kay Kobe at kay Jordan eh, di ba?
77-41. We're already past the halfway point of our third quarter. Sawat, this time from the outside.
16 points. 18.
18 already. Baltazar, nagpapalitan na lang sila ng baskets dito.
Well, gugustuhin ng Zamboanga yan.
They have been one of the more high-scoring teams this season. It's been a very easy offensive night para sa Zamboanga. 32 out of 63 from the field.
That was especially if yung limang tao sa loob are not in sync. You know, clearly, you know, they've been ball watching on both sides of the floor. Kaya ito ang naging resulta ng laro. Halos 40 na ang kalamangan. And you would think that after losing 50 points in the last game, that there would be at least some fight or an improvement. But that has yet to be seen.
And lalo't-lalo na, they've already lost 13 straight.
Correct.
And this Parañaque team, this is a very proud franchise, at least the past few seasons, especially with the run that they had last year, able to upset this very squad that they're down big time against itong Zamboanga.
They were the best host last year. That Parañaque home crowd, they did it like no other. I'll say that. That's why I was always excited when I would see when the schedules would be, you know, right in front of us, and then every time there's a Parañaque, we would do everything to cover the game, primarily because of the crowd there. Grabe yung suporta.
Ibang klase. Mintis ulit para sa Zamboanga. Itch Altamirano balik sa laro along with Paul Turco and John Arthur Calisay, as well as Alca Pobres and CBC. So platoon substitution para dito sa Zamboanga. Under 3 minutes to play here in the third. Face up here. Yep. Palpal doon ni Calisay. Loose ball. Baltazar picks it up. He's just been hoisting shots everywhere in this game. 15 points currently para kay Wilson Baltazar. Capobres galing sa labas, joining in on the three-point party. That's now 10 three-pointers in the game para sa Zamboanga.
In semi-transition pa yun, no? Hindi man lang nagdalawang isip. Kahit na lamang na sila ng malaki, not playing the score, Capobres, nothing but net.
One of the few teams here in the league that has made the three-point shot one of their main pillars offensively. Mindoro, Zamboanga, Quezon, and Jinsan, as well as the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. All of these teams averaging 9 three-pointers in up per ball game.
And lahat ng mga binanggit mo, at least is either in the playoffs if it started today, or the play-in. So the three-point line serving well sa ating liga.
Castro, catch and turn, firing but missing. Ahead is Capobres. Able to get it.
Alam mo, ang sama na nung angulo eh, no?
Capobres has bounced around a lot of teams here in the league. I think he's a good fit here for Zamboanga. He adds more depth to the wing position and also providing more scoring options in a team that has already a lot of offensive options. SHAQ Alanes has been somewhat absent in this game for Parañaque. Big reason why they're down big time. That's only his first point. Hindi pala somewhat absent, completely absent before that free throw make. Check out our special deal from 1xBet when you scan the QR code and claim your special offer.
A former Pasay Voyager yan, and nabanggit natin yan kasi nakita natin to seasons ago, lalong-lalo na nung Pasay siya. Really an important player for a team.
One of the better scorers as well. 99 points already on the board for Zamboanga, and we still have a minute remaining, and now this is definitely gonna bring them past the century mark. 101 to 50, 51-point lead for Parañaque, for Zamboanga rather. Castro flipping it up and in. A little bit token defense there para sa Zamboanga. Altamirano just below the free throw line, rims out. That's gonna be a pull laban sa Parañaque. Showing little to no resistance defensively in this game.
You could just see, itong Zamboanga. Obviously, as we mentioned, not playing the score, just running their stuff. Even after a made basket, quick inbound, everybody running to their spots, running to the corners, setting some early drag screens. This time, they're making the right read. Defense goes under. Did not even hesitate. Altamirano hits a three. Sa kabila, hand in his face, BUENAFLOR, Mintis. And here they are again, catch and shoot from the backcourt. Rebound right there. I thought I would never stop.
Brian Cruz gets it back, 6 seconds to go. Capobres again able to lean in for that shot off the cut.
Well, it was just a pause. Kasi nung nag-pause ako, that 3-second pause, turnover happened, Zamboanga ulit to beat the buzzer.
What an offensive showing para sa Zamboanga Sikat in this game.
In 12 minutes.
Yes, here in this game between Zamboanga and Parañaque. The fight between Senator Manny Pacquiao and El Azteca Mario Barrios. Quarter scoring right there on your screens. A 52-point quarter in the third para sa Zamboanga. I'm not sure what the record is for the most points in a single quarter. Check natin yan mamaya kay Sir Jao, pero parang wala yata siya dito eh. We'll see later kung makikita natin. 52 points in one quarter. That's the score of Parañaque in this game. The entire game.
Well, I'm gonna focus more on Zamboanga because what impresses me is, syempre, number one, nabanggit nga natin, 3 out of the last 4 games they've lost. Kinailangan nila yung larong ito, use it like a springboard just to prepare for their hosting. Sa Zamboanga, ang next game nila, Kalaban, ang number 1 team ng MPBL.
Could actually be a finals preview.
Which I'm sure could, yes. And I'm pretty sure na isa sa mga mensahe either ni Coach Egay or ni Coach Bong is that let's not take this game for granted. Huwag natin kalimutan, galing tayo sa 3 talo out of the 4. Ang next game natin, Abra, hindi lang natin gusto manalo. We want to get back into our good habits of how we were able to, create that streak, especially the first 8 weeks.
Siyempre naman, this is part of the kind of respect that Zamboanga tries to give each team that they go up against. Very important. Nasabi ni Cal Tolentino earlier against Marikina that no matter which team that they go up against, they want to give the utmost respect to every team that they face.
And that's been very evident. We've seen teams blow out yung mga ganitong laro, no? Ng Parañaque. But they're having too much fun, you know, a little sloppy. Now, they're having fun, but they're having fun
Really, this is the definition
sa,
of fun.
sa tamang paraan. You know, I mean, on the part of Zamboanga.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
on the part of Zamboanga. You know, and actually, the only time na nakita mong, you know, they really quote-unquote had fun was the missed dunks,
Yeah.
right?
We'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Both dunks were missed by James Una.
But nung first half, you know, that fast break by James Sena, you know, their bench was into it. By that time, they were up by 20 already. And the move by Luciano underneath, you could just see by then that everybody's engaged, you know, not only to win this game, but to win it the right way and to prepare themselves against that matchup against Abra next weekend.
And both teams just hoisting up shots here. Zamboanga could be on pace to score 130 in this game.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Castro from the outside. 7 3-pointer in the game para sa Parañaque. Castro has 15 points in this game. Now sharing scoring honors with Wilson Baltazar for the Patriots. And Luciano continues some quality minutes in this game. 6 points now sa kanya. Mangahas.
39.
Nagbibilang na lang tayo ng tres dito. Obviously, just waiting for the final score here.
No, I'm waiting for the final attempt sa 3 points. Maging tama man lang ako na umabot ng 40. just to have something to feel good about. Because I'm not really feeling good this game, seeing this score.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody is, especially...
Well, except for Zamboanga.
Oh yeah.